World Electronic Sports Games returns with a new season, the largest championship among national teams in the history of esports. Dota 2, Hearthstone, CSGO, StarCraft 2, and $5.5 million at stake. European finals will be held in marvelous Barcelona from the 22nd to the 26th of November. Win your slot in the finals of the World Championship. Register right now.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Now, you may be thinking, Legia's got some nades in this round. Is this a pistol? No. It is going to be the knife round, so we'll be a little bit weaker in this situation, and we'll see who's actually going to be taking it, of course. I'm going to sort of just brush over what happened in the previous map. It was not the best display, to say the least, from Big. It didn't go very well, and, well, I'm hoping to see a turnaround here. We'll see if this can go to a third map. Big, this is, of course, their map pick. They are going on to Cash, one that they want to be playing, of course. So, let's see. Can they at least win the knife round? Oh, look at this. 1v1, both with the exact same health. And Forest doesn't die. We've already witnessed this already pretty much all the way through the game. Forest does not die. So, he's going to win that knife round. Of course, as said, I do think the one thing about being dominated so badly in the previous map is it's not going to be that exhausting for Big. It was just a loss where, okay, we lost the first map. It happened the same time versus Pride yesterday, where they lost 16-3 on Train. Train's clearly not a map that they're doing very well on at the moment, but then they can go into the next map and look to turn things around. And the map they did that on was actually Cash. They won 16-14, then dominated on the third of Cobblestone. So there is still a chance that Big can just turn this back around, reset mentally, and go into their map choice. Now, the other thing to mention, though, is that NiP did actually play this versus Binary Dragons, again, in the Hellcase Cup, and were just as dominant on this map as well. But we'll have to wait and see. Get Right is going to have the kit and the smoke spamming through, actually doing quite a bit of damage, or at least a little bit, onto Tabson. Push coming out from Draco is going to be caught out very early. Leaves it into a 4 versus 5. Bomb going to be crossing towards the site. Smoke not going to allow too much, but exists through it. Will be able to pick off one at least. Still, the T side do have themselves the advantage at the moment. Get Right, as said, got his kit and the smoke. Forest going to be looking for a spot all over towards Highway. It does mean they have a little bit of extra time. A long rotation coming out from Exist. He's so low on HP that he might as well just try and come in on a flank. Nice pop flash out from the T's. Shots hit by Key, but he doesn't quite manage to finish off anybody yet. There's a lot of low players, but nobody actually dead. There we go. Legia will be able to finally find one. Exist currently smoked off, but has to try and make his move and is now the only one left alive. Picks off a first, but that will be all. Big, they've already managed to do exactly what they failed to do on the previous map. They've got themselves the first round, and now it's going to be the force fight in for the Ninjas in Pajamas. Here we go, though. T-side. Looking like they're going to try and take some control into middle. And the CTs have gambled quite heavily on B. They've got a lot of players just hiding around this checkers area, with Forest taking the more aggressive peek, trying to almost bait them into looking at him. In the meantime, as said, middle control looking to be taken. God B is going to be leading the charge, making quite a bit of noise, so they should have a decent idea over on the CTs already. First kill will be coming in. Peek out from Get Right. Manages one and the second as well. Still doing work with the CZ. Now there's going to be 2 players already rotating in onto the site. Draken, however, is burning. Looking for the shot with the Deeg. And eventually finds a first and a second as well. Leaves it all onto one. And Forest dispatches of God B before he can get anywhere near the site. Big, they may have got a first, but NiP will quickly respond. T-side. They are going to be forcing themselves. Few Deagles. I said, I've always been a big fan of the fact that Big dedicate more to utility rather than just straight into the expensive pistols. So, Legia, not going to have any Kevlar, but he does have a smoke and a couple of flashbangs. Thank you, Lange. I can't say the rest of your name because it's too long and the chat's moving too fast. But thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Try my best. It's going to be more of a retake strategy this round from NiP, but there's no smoke onto the cross. I don't know what's happened there. One for the one a little bit closer. Did it like bounce off the door or something? I don't know what just happened, but there was no smoke in play for the cross, and that just made things very easy indeed for NiP. They are going to have themselves a flawless round. It is now going to be 2-1. Am I streaming from Kenya? No, I'm streaming from London. Or England. Just a complete save this round from the Germans. The Germans? They're just going to keep all that money ready for their buy in the next round. 2,400 will go in. Again, we're going to see more presence over towards checkers from NiP. The most common of situations. We are going to have quite a bit of damage done. Already the Glock's going to be able to pick off one at least. And looking to try and do a bit more. Okay, 2 kills already. This isn't bad from the T side considering the investment. Tabson even gets a bomb plant, which is more than they would have expected. Gets dunked by the nade. And actually hits a dink. Comes pretty close to taking down Forest as well. So that really isn't... I sound American. Could I speak more like this? Hello, would you like a cup of tea? That better? But yeah, as I said, not a bad round at all from Big. Better? Yeah, you got to put the emphasis. No, we don't say certain letters. now it sounds like an American impersonator. That was kind of what I was going for. Here we go though. T side, they got a lot of utility thanks to that bomb plant. They got the AWP onto Kiev as well, which they probably wouldn't have had at least with Kevlar. Harry Potter. Yeah, there you go. That fits as well. Kiev. Oh, take the shot. Ah, would have had something through the door there instead. They are going to be gathering up over towards this A side of the map. Gotta be careful, Legia. Oh, Draken's very close. And actually, the Dave's going to dunk straight back onto him. Some interesting positions at the moment from the CT side. Fairly focused. Over towards the door, when the real threat is over in A main. 4 players currently gathering up. Pop Flash could be going back in. Molotov to try and clear the angles. Everybody left completely blind. And actually, Get Right's just burning now. The entry's coming. God B with 2. And Keeb with another. Leaving just Forest on the site. Still manages to drop the bomb, but through the smoke, next will close. And this leaves only 1 man left. Just throws the Molotov out, maybe trying to do a bit of damage. And, well, there's still a decent amount of money on everybody except Exist. So they can just go buying into the next round anyway. I think that round was a bit of a mess from NiP, if I'm honest. It seemed like there was some aggression being attempted by Draken, and then once the door opens, he panics a little bit, and that just sort of screws up their setup completely, so... Scottish accent. Aye. That's about all I can say. Aye. Anything else, it just doesn't sound right. It can take our lives. 3-2. Big will get themselves another round on the board, and they do it fairly clean as well. Only losing one player means that it sort of gives them a little bit of a buffer. Not a complete buffer just yet, because they still have to rebuy on one player, and Tabson will invest quite a bit into utility as well. That was Jamaican. No, you have to say it. Bacon. There you go, that's more. I should stop doing accents. Next! He doesn't have time for any of my tomfoolery, as he would just go pushing straight into mid already, picking up the first kill. However, both players left blind. It will be a trade, but Godby's there once again to give the man advantage back over to Big. Forrest, looking for the peek into middle. Has to be a little bit careful, but actually, he's going to double down. Never mind, Forrest doesn't need to be careful. He's no longer in God mode, but he is at least in demigod mode. Three versus two. Tabson in mid. That's support from Kiev as well. And the CT side have just fallen all the way back to the site. Gonna go for a little bit of aggression into A main instead. No flashbang used, but clearly exist. Just had balls of steel, not expecting anybody to be there. Smoke gonna be going down, and Forrest gonna look to try and reposition instead. Rotation going to be looking to try and get back in from behind. Only 35 seconds left on the clock. So we'll have to make their move fairly soon. And Forrest has to be careful that he isn't going to get caught out, because there's multiple players looking to come around. In fact, Kiev will close him down. Tabson will be finished off, however. Another rotation. Rez. He's got his little running shoes on. Insert brand name here. Molotov should allow for a bomb plant. Nade going to do a little bit of extra damage, but not anything too crazy. And Kiev's left with a chance. 1 versus 2. Going to try and go a little bit more aggressive, but actually both players are over towards A main. The one problem of an AWP is it normally isn't too good at killing 2 people at once, but actually Exist peeks in. It doesn't matter. Shot is not going to be connected, and the Ninjas will take themselves a 4th round on the board. The T side with the bomb plant, though, should be able to buy back in. Legia is going to be struggling a little bit. The rest of the team should be absolutely fine. Exist even going to be retrieving the AWP as well, and is going to be, as I said, 4-2. But not over just yet. Well, obviously, but not over in terms of the battle. I said, there's going to be a buyback in. Kiev actually going to be handed an AWP, and here comes the running boost straight into the crosshair of Rez. A little bit of a unfortunate placement there. Who won train? Oh, I can't tell if that's a meme or not. What's your city, England or London? For the meme, England. Truthfully, London. Draken's going to be up close, hiding around the edge of that smoke, and is he just going to look to go through it? Nope, he'll go through a different one instead, back towards the site. Already, they've rotated players off of the A site, just holding more of a retake. They've been pretty good at doing that so far, so it's understandable. And Big, you'll look to try and go back towards mid, or it's looking like we may have a brawl of the boost, as Tabson is going to spot out one. Never mind, he won't. Forrest still going strong. They should know there's a second player here, and next. Well, he's not going to win the duel, but Legia with the AWP will trade. Still, a man advantage. Make it another. Legia still actually doing damage with that AWP. Rez down to just 18 HP. Could this be the Legia clutch? Got that AWP. He's currently top of the board for his team. You do a Swedish accent. No. No, I can't. Yump. There you go. Draken just going to be trying to hold off some time, and Legia, he just went more through the Molotov than necessary. It doesn't matter, he gets shot with an AWP in the end anyway. 5-2. Big now going to be left down to just some pistols. They are, again, going to invest into a decent amount of utility. This is the second map. CT side yet to build up too much money. Only actually res with anything at the moment, so they do still have to be a little bit careful in this round. This is one where they want to be building cash, hence the MP9, the Shredder. Put into the hands of Exist. Smokes will be dropping over towards that A site, but the majority of players at least still sit towards mid. Just waiting behind the smoke. Looking for the kill onto Draken. Actually going to re-peek with the AWP. Doesn't really want to give too much to the pistols, and the pop flash is absolutely perfect. Get Right is going to be ruined. The A site already seems to be under the control. Only Exists hiding in the corner, who picks up 2, looking to use that Shredder to good use. However, now Tabson, 1 versus 2, peeks back out, doing damage to Forest. May just want to try and get that bomb plant, get them some extra money going into the next round. However, Tabson, he wants to try and win it. Plants for A main. Could be a little bit of a problem, as Rez is already going to be waiting, rotating all the way around. Tabson walking into the angle, and Rez, a nice, comfortable kill. 6-2, not bad for an eco round though. 3 kills, a bomb plant, that's actually pretty damn good. The thing is, Big have to now capitalize of it. Because all of these sort of eco rounds where they do a nice amount of damage, they reduce the economy of NiP. The only way that ever becomes valuable is if you actually reset them. You ruin their money. You send them back to absolutely nothing, and then they have to eco for a couple of rounds. If they're still winning these next rounds anyway versus your buys, then what's the point? You could be like, oh, 16-2, but at least the rounds were close. Meh. It's a big round now for... Oh, God's sake, I said it again. It's an important round now. I just wiped that. I've got the little thing from Men in Black that just wipes your memory. It's an important round now for Big. Here we go, though. Aggression from Drac, and Keeve is going to be waiting on the other side. Orp versus Orp, and Keeve with the pixel shot. Important start to the round. Legia are a little bit paranoid that there may be somebody pushing through the smoke. Thank you, Wayden. Love you too. Push coming into middle though. Control taken. CT side actually gambling quite heavily over towards the A side. And Get Right's going to try and use the smoke to his advantage. It does mean that the rest of his teammates are going to be shot from Highway. And this split is looking like it's setting up well. But Forest now with the AWP. Manages a first. Looks to try and switch back over to Highway. Get Right looking to hold the cross into main. And already it's just been a complete shutdown. Legia the only one left alive. And Forest will end it. 3 kills for him with the AWP. And it's going to be NiP to now lead 7-2. Once again, Big. All they can really invest into is pistols. And this has been a very good day for Forest so far. Dying once in the whole of the first map. Currently 12-4 in this one. With rifle or pistol. Quick aggression this time. CT side going to be taking complete control of A main. Does spot 1 player out. And now just going to set Draken up. This can leave them to rotate a little bit further away. They will still need a man to watch over towards Squeaky. But as you can see already, Forest now going to be rotating back towards middle. Just wanted to set up early in the round so that they have decent control. That means they can be a bit more passive on the B side as well. Because normally you're going to want to peek at least one of them. Have a little bit of aggression or try and gamble into mid. Instead, well, it's T side. I've been pretty adamant in trying to take mid control. Eve looking for the peek and hits the shot, but eventually it will be Forest just backing around to save Rez from any Deagle embarrassment. However, they have fallen off the A site now, and this is where the remaining players look like they could be opting to push in. Currently waiting. Push from behind from Tabson. Still has his trusty Deagle and will be a little bit sneaky. Hits a couple of shots onto Exist, who was reloading at the time. Now got beat. Well, the only one left alive. And not for long, as Draken takes his head off. 8-2. It was just pistols once again, and now we're going to see the pause. Once again, 6 rounds to the good for NiP, and this is where the tactics come into play for Big. Starladder, at least you have hair. That's all I could say. Gonna have the unpause called in. T-side. Well, of course, we're going to see the AWP bought up onto Kiev. And the rest of the team with full utility. Even a little bit of money left in the bank so that if they do need to rebuy in the next round. Well, they will need to rebuy it, so how many players and whether they can actually win themselves a round. 8-2. Half is already won by Ninjas. They haven't got a huge amount of money, but they've got enough that they will be able to rebuy if they did eventually lose a round. Here we go, though, once again. And like we're going to see a little bit of aggression from this T side. A little bit of a crossfire in at the moment. Forest playing the anti-flash. Just going to hide in the corner in case they do go up on the boost, which they have been doing pretty much all the way through this game. Legia once again going to be throwing out this smoke to leave the man over towards quad without any vision. The problem is there isn't anybody over towards quad. It's get right up above to look over any of these smokes, and then again, just some sort of retake strategy currently in. Especially with the players in middle as well. It means there's such a quick rotation over towards the A site. The CT side can actually get back in. They could even go for a boost. I think that's exactly what they're going to do. Rez going to be thrown over, but Kiev is waiting on the other side. We'll now have the information. Push on, in the meantime, is going onto that A site. And it's a pretty good situation now for this T side, although that's a lot of damage done. Legia already down to just 3 HP. The spray through. Exist will eventually close him down, turning into a 4 versus 4. Get right. Forced off the angle, and Kiev is just holding in the meantime, looking for the shot with the AWPs. Dinked up, but still manages to at least survive for now. Maybe not for long, though, as Draken will Kobe him out of the round. 3 versus 2. Aggressive peek from Nex. He's trying to give them the advantage desperately, but Forrest now sneaking in from behind. Picks a first and a second. He's still going. Nothing can stop him at the moment. And NiP have their 9th round. As said, though, they had a little bit of money spare, and of course, getting the bomb plant, Big will have enough to continue to buy. CT side taking a bit of a hit to their economy, but still not anything that's going to worry them just yet. 8,000 on Draken, 7,000 on Forest, who, well, we said he was 12 and 4 not long ago. He's now 16 and 4, so still hasn't died in the last few rounds. He definitely is looking like the difference in this game, although it's not like NiP are particularly struggling just yet. Boost once again will be coming over. Forrest waiting on the other side. Quite an aggressive position from him. He's going to be more of the secondary player, as Rez is here to support. Already a 2-man advantage picked up. Now we're a little bit wary of the potential of somebody pushing him from mid. Ray going through the smoke. Angle trying to be spotted. They're actually going to have 2 players in vent at the moment. Almost like a bait and switch. If Forrest goes down, well, who's going to be expecting a second player to peek out of the vent? Exist. Oh, this is just mean. They're taking control of everything. There's no map, no part of the map that's safe anymore for Big. And nice little shot from Draken to end it. No matter where you go, no matter where you hide, Ninjas are coming. 10-2. This time Big don't have all of that extra money. They will just have to go back to pistols once again. 7 rounds in a row for the Swedes. Once again, though. Gathering up in mid, waiting for the smokes. Patience from the T side. Molotov is going to be thrown out, at least for now. Legier's pretty much only really been using this smoke to try and just section off the site, leave the players in quad without any vision. It is going to be the mid push coming in, and Forest is there to try and stop them. Push back in from God B, but Forest will survive at least for now, and continues his reign of terror alongside Get Right. Leaves just Legia left. And we'll be 11-2. T-side have another bye, but again, we're looking at the best case scenario being sort of 4 rounds on the board. I said that when we're 11-0 over on train. And I'm hoping that Big can at least get to 4 here. Maybe we'll get to see their CT side. The problem is a lot of the time it's their T side that's stronger. They have all those setups, the executes that get them into the sites, and so far nothing has been working. Well, other than the pistol round and the one buy they managed apart from that. Again, we'll take a little bit of damage through the door. He's going to be peeking out multiple players and, well, even going to be flashed and smoked out. Assist, about to be pop flashed in. Is anybody going to be able to stop him? Yes, God B will catch the aggression this time. And now, for the first time in a while, they actually have themselves a man advantage. How are Big going to utilize it? That's the big question. By the looks of things, fall back a little bit. Not go for anything too crazy. Look to try and take mid control instead. Nothing spotted as of yet. Get Right. Maybe the one to witness what is Kiev with the AWP. Holding the angle gives a 2-man advantage now over to the Germans. Rez still waiting on the site. Lone man of Draken is over towards B. By the looks of it, it's going to be the pincer onto a nice shot already. Tabson is down. Rez holding on the site. Gets another one. They have managed to get rid of Forest at least, but Rez is still going strong. Eventually, he will be removed from the action, but he's given Draken a chance. 1 versus 2. Peek over the smoke. Use it to his advantage. Still has a bit of utility and a kit. They can buy into the next round anyway, so you may as well give this a go. As he doesn't know where any of the players are. Just going to try and use his Molotov to clear out Forklift, but nobody going to be peeking from there at least. They're just going to smoke off A main. Kiev going to be in the corner. Gives away his position. Maybe gives a small chance. Draken actually going to switch over to the rifle. Looking to try and get back in, but eventually Kiev will peek and take him down. A 3rd round on the board for Big. And they may at least close the half with a little bit of hope. As said, though, CT side are going to have no trouble buying back into this round. What map would I replace? I'm not a big fan of casting nuke. That's the only really thing I think about is, like, spectating it is just horrible. God B? Is he just gonna go running straight into mid? Okay. Just sheer aggression out from and a decent spawn. Now, in the meantime, the CT side have taken over A main. They've lost middle completely. This just going to be waiting up close. He will at least be able to trade, but it's already a man advantage sticking with Big, at least for now. They have complete middle control. Forest just going to be waiting below the vents and leave Draken and Exist to try and hold A together. There we go, though. What can Forest do? Already picks up a first. Looks for a second, but it will be the jumping down Tabson to remove the man who was previously invincible. It is going to leave Draken to try and peek back into the site, taking a lot of damage from the Molotov, hoping he can find anything here. And actually, he's going to take even more damage. Tabson is tagged low. They're going to go for this, of course, because it is the last round. We're going to be thrown in to try and take away at least a little bit of vision. We do have God B just watching that upper spot. It's going to be difficult for them to get out. Tabson already closes one and a second. It will be 11-4. At least Big end the half with a little bit of a chance. Now, if they win themselves the pistol, they could get themselves within 4 rounds of their opponents if they can obviously win the follow-up rounds as well. Because I was about to say, yeah, if they win the pistol, but then again, they won the first pistol and it didn't go too well. May have at least made this interesting at least. Now, in terms of the buys so far, I imagine Legia may pick up a kit and a smoke. He's actually going to go for flashbangs. Dual Berettas for Get Right. There we go. 400, a little bit cheaper, although the fact is he had a smoke and $100 left over, so it doesn't really make that much of a difference anyway. It's looking like we're just going to have a B site push. Back to basics. There's actually nobody on the B site at all. Only one man trying to hold on to the cross, so if they do use the smoke wisely, this will be very easy for them to not lose a single player pushing in. God B trying his best to try and find someone through the smoke, but won't be able to as of yet. It is just going to have to be a retake now from the CT side. They've got a couple of flashbangs to try and get themselves back in, but already Forest with a couple of nice shots to start things off. Through the smoke, a little bit more damage will happen, but already Get Right, there we go, the Julies. A gun that I cannot use to save my life, but this man still seems to be able to do it. Push back in, already Draken will find one and a second, and a third man left in the corner for Rez to finish off. Pistol round goes the way of NiP, and they are more than on their way to taking themselves to the grand final. The team waiting for them, or whoever wins this series, is going to be Mouse Sports. And if NiP do just win this out in this sort of fashion, I think they're going to be shaking in their boots. Here we go, though. CT side. They bought themselves pistols into this round. Not going to be saving anything. Obviously, at this point, worrying about your buy round seems to be a distant future, as they first got to give themselves a chance here. Draken actually missing quite a few shots in middle. He does have Forest to try and defend him off, and he will be doing just that. Already kills the man from Z and makes this a little bit easier. In fact, Forest is just doing it all on his own. 3 kills for him. Finally will be taken down, and next, maybe almost turns 3 back. Get Right will be low. Kiev going to be the only one left. 1 versus 3. Already tagged by Exist. Eventually will be finished off as well. Rez. I think there may have been one more rifle. Either that or they did pick it up anyway onto Exist. And it will now be 13-4. CT side have to make the decision whether they are just going to save and go for a single buy and possibly lose out after that, or if they are just going to risk everything and force now. By the looks of things, they're going the safer route, which, okay, Keep buys a CZ. Interesting. Maybe knowing that he's not going to be able to afford Norp anyway. Go though, Nade already doing a substantial amount of damage. Draken is tagged down to 10 HP though. And actually, he will be finished off by Keith. There's only a Mac 10 into his hands, and the only thing they really have to be careful of is the fact that the bomb is dropped not too far from where Forest currently is. Already. Doing a little bit of damage. Actually decides that the Glock is the better weapon to use against these armorless players, but still going to be tagged. Aim Punch will help him to find his second. There was the nade, just in case anybody does try and get a bit closer. Nice shot from Next. They're at least making things costly in this round. However, Legia now... well, can he at least do some damage? Make things a little bit more costly. No, he can't. Okay, just executed. All the rifles will be saved at least. 14-4. And now this is it for the CT side. This is the all or nothing. They'll have 2,900 to wipe their tears away in the next round. They need to be back on the board now. Draken goes for the early pick. Won't find anything as of yet. A main completely taken by the T side. CT side not really challenging it, of course. Just holding back towards the site for now. Got a little bit of aggression coming into middle, and Legia will be able to sit in the vents at least. By the looks of things, the T's are just going to go for basics, and Rez straight through the door will start. Tabson, his luck has not improved, and Godby almost meets the same fate. Here we go, though. Godby on the side. We'll be able to take down one. It's a quick trade for the T side, keeping the man advantage going. All three CT players are here, however, and Legia will be able to even up the personnel on either side. However, looking like the T's are just going to look to try and rotate back. Draken will be holding in A main just in case there is a bit of a peek out, and there seemed to be a temptation, but rotation being held off from Legia. Turns it into a 2 versus 3. Eve up above has to be careful. Walks into the crosshair of Draken, and well, the flick is magnificent. Forrest looking to try and double back around. He spots out next, but there's nothing he can do. And now with only 20 seconds left, Draken has got to get his running shoes on. Doesn't look like there's going to be any time. The rest of his team should still be able to buy into the next round anyway, especially with Forrest with quite a bank. He's 27-9 at the moment. Two players will remain, and we are going to have another round on the board for Big. 14-5. An important one at that. They're still going to have to spend pretty much everything to get themselves back in here. And the T side will be doing the same. So there's actually a chance to reset NiP. Give themselves a way back into this game. It's a long shot. It's the best shot that they've got at the moment. Quick push, though. T-side actually making their way towards A main. There's actually one man to defend it at the moment, but Tabson is just going to throw down the smoke. Bit of a spray through. Won't do anything just yet. Oh, there we go again. Somebody caught off. I think it was Tabson in the last round. Rez has found the entry this round from that squeaky spot once again. Mid presence, already a first kill. They don't actually spot the second player in Legia. He may be able to be a little bit sneaky here, and we'll be able to trade one back at least. There's still another player there, and exists through the smoke will give them a 2-man advantage going towards the latter stages of this round. Make that 3, as Rez will find one more. It leaves just Kiev left in a nigh on impossible situation. The best thing here maybe just to try and find a rifle, but I think Get Right has already heard him. Does Kiev hear the footstep or the drop? By the looks of it, he doesn't. Miss spray from Get Right, but it doesn't matter. He rectifies it in the end. 15-5. Pistols is all there will be for the ninjas in pajamas. This is all that remains. 3 CZs, a P250, and a Deagle to try and stop the might of the ninjas in pajamas. A few shots going to be spammed through the smoke from Legia. Not going to find anything as of yet, and already exists. To start things off, through the smoke goes Forrest. A 2-man advantage gained. And the CT side just going to try and re-aggress. They catch Draken at least, but by the looks of things, they're going to need an absolute miracle to try and turn this back around. Aggression coming from Nex. Going to be trying to sneak in from behind, but won't find anything as of yet. And still, even with a rifle drop, they haven't managed to retrieve utter anything. But there we go. Nex has got a rifle, spots her first. Looking for the second right round the corner, but again, it's a quick trade from the ninjas, leaving just Kiev remaining. 1 versus 3 to save them in this tournament. Otherwise, they will be eliminated, and the ninjas will be going straight through to the final. Mouse Sports already sat there waiting. Kiev is going to go on the long rotation back, but by the time he gets there, the bomb is going to be down. Get Right, making sure that nobody can flank in. This is where the fight may end for Big. Kiev, what can he do? Doesn't have a kit. Doesn't have any utility. Doesn't even have a gun. And Exist is going to be wide peeking the angle. Taps a few shots away. He can't do anything, and this is where the full rotation, the full might of the ninjas. Wall push in, exist, almost goes down, but Get Right's there to save him. 16-5, a dominating performance. 5 rounds across 2 maps for Big, as the first one was a 16-0. I hope you guys have enjoyed today. We will be back again tomorrow with the grand final between Ninjas in Pajamas and Mouse Sports. Of course, if you have enjoyed, you can always type !caster and, you know, follow me on that good Twitter hype in it. But, as said, make sure you tune in tomorrow, and we'll see you again then. Goodbye.
World Electronic Sports Games returns with a new season, the largest championship among national teams in the history of esports. Dota 2, Hearthstone, CSGO, StarCraft 2, and $5.5 million at stake. European finals will be held in marvelous Barcelona from the 22nd to the 26th of November. Win your slot in the finals of the World Championship. Register right now.